Hello my dear friends, as per APL season 2, today we are going to discuss percentages topic. In previous session, we covered general aptitude or numerical ability or quant and reasoning preparation strategy. And as a continuation part for APL season 2, okay, today we are discussing percentages topic my dear friends, which is very important for GATE, ESC or PSU's placements or any competitive exam concern. Now see my dear friends, in this percentages topic, okay, what we are going to discuss is you just focus on basics. We'll start with basics in this percentages, then voters concept, percentage change and comparison we need to focus. We need to focus on net effect, remaining or left or rest or balance. If these type of words they given in the question, we have to be very careful while handling. Next, product constant, percentages topic. In this percentages, we need to discuss this 6 different type of questions or 6 different type of concepts. Once you are done with percentages properly, my dear friends, the advantage here, when you are done with percentages, automatically you can understand profit and loss along with discount concept. Profit and loss you can easily handle. You can handle simple interest and compound interest as well. Okay, if you understand percentages properly, if you got the idea, then you can handle simple interest and compound interest as well as profit and loss easily, my dear friends. Now, let's start with the basics. Okay, we'll start with the basics. So guys, here the name percentage, by the name itself percent, per 100. Percentage, name itself you can see per 100, out of 100. Here, out of 100, what is your value? We have to calculate always with respect to 100. For example, very simple thing is 30 is what percent of 200? 30 is what percent of 200? In the sense, you got 30 marks out of 200 marks. But percentage always we should calculate with respect to 100. Out of 200 you got 30. If it is out of 100, my dear friends, you are going to get 15 right. So this is 15 percentage. You got 15 marks out of 100, which clearly indicates it's 15%. This is divided by 2, right? Out of 200, you got 30. Now out of 100, you got here 15. So we can call it like a 15%. Out of 100, what is your value? Okay, what are this value? You need to convert this with respect to 100. The same effect we have to apply here. Out of 100, what is your value? Is simply called percentage. Clear? So percentages per 100, out of 100. And next very important thing, whenever you have a percentage, you have to convert into fraction. X percent is nothing but x by 100. Sometimes yes, integer also, it may be fraction or integer. For example, you may have 200% as well. 200% means nothing but 2. Don't think maximum is 100%. You may got 2000 percentage as well. You may see recently last year IPL actions also. There are people who are having 1000% hike in their when they bid for them. So you can see it's not only confined for 100%. Your salary may be 10 times, 12 times like that. So then it is not 100% increase. It's 1000% also possible. It depends on how much. Into 10 times means 900% increase we call. Don't confine percentage only for 100. It may be more than 100 also. That point you keep in mind. So if it is 200%, we should write it like 2. This is just okay basic thing where you are converting percentage into fraction or integer. Fraction or integer. Whereas if they given fraction or integer, my dear friends, for example, if it is P by Q formats, if it is fraction, how you have to convert into percentages? Multiplying with 100. If they given fraction or integer also, if you want to convert into percentage, you just do into 100. For example, I have 1 by 4. 1 by 4 means out of 4, 1 part. There are different meanings. Out of 4, 1 part. If it is out of 4, 1, out of 100, what is your value is percentage? You can use the previous idea also. Out of 4 marks, you got 1 mark. Out of 100, what you got is percentage like that. Or else, you can just convert this multiplying with 100. It's nothing but 25%. 5 percentage. It's simple regarding how you are converting that fraction or integer into percentage, whereas here percentage into fraction or integer. No need to by heart those values. 25% means 1 by 4, 30%, 3 by 10, all those not required. Okay, there is very simple calculations. While discussing questions, how to handle those values, we'll focus. Okay, don't spend too much time here converting this to that and that to this. During examples, you can understand how we have to handle all these calculations. Right, now very important is percentage change. Percentage change, which is playing role in data interpretation as well. Percentages, if you learn properly, more than half of the questions in data interpretation will be completed. In data interpretations, most of the questions is related to percentage. In percentage again, which one they'll focus more is percentage change. Percentage change meaning it may be percentage increase, percentage change. It may be percentage increase, it may be percentage decrease, my dear friends. Percentage increase, percentage decrease, percentage rise, percentage fall, profit percent. That's what I said. When you understand percentage properly, profit and loss also going to be completed. Here growth percentage, here reduction percentage. All these are similar names. See, this all are similar. Rise, profit, growth, increase, whereas here decrease, fall, loss, reduction. Okay, all these are similar. Sir, okay, fine. This is when they ask in question, rise, growth, all those things, this is how you should focus on that. Fine. But how to handle that percentage change related questions? One simple example we'll discuss. See, my dear friends, suppose you have 20. 20 become 18. 20 is changed to 18. It's changed. Yes, 20 is changed to 18. It is decreasing. 20 is changed to 18 means decrease. What is the percentage decrease? It's decreasing, fine. What is the percentage decrease, they'll ask. Here, how much it is decreased, my dear friends? See this. What is the decrease here? 20 become 18 means it's decreased by 2, but from initial value. With respect to initial value only we have to calculate, divide by 20 into 100, meaning it is 10% decrease. How much percentage it is decreased is when 20 become 18, it is 10% decrease, my dear friends. Whereas if 20 become 23, for example, if we have 20, it become 23 means this is increasing. 20 become 23, clearly we can understand it's increase. What is the percentage increase or what is the percentage rise is how much increase here, my dear friends? 20 become 23 means 3 increased. So 3 with respect to initial value only here. What is the initial value? 20 into 100 percentage, which is nothing but 15% increase. Or 15% profit. See, profit and loss are almost completed. You purchased and you sold. You purchased for 20 rupees. You sold for 18. What is the last percentage is? 10% loss. What is the loss is 2 rupees. Last percentage is 10% loss. You purchased for 20 rupees. You are selling for 23. You have 3 rupees profit. What is profit percentage is 15%. Cost to price, initial one, I said clearly with respect to initial value. Here initial is nothing but cost to price. See, this is cost to price, this is selling price. Profit and loss is also same, almost completed here. Profit percent is profit with respect to cost price into 100. Last percent is loss with respect to cost price into 100 only. With respect to initial value. So here, what you should understand, percentage change is simple. Change with respect to initial value into 100. Change with respect to IV, I am just mentioning, means initial value into 100%. Percentage change in simple, change with respect to initial value into 100%, my dear friends. So like that you can handle all this. That is last percentage, reduction percent, percent fall, whatever they are asking, all these terms, you should focus on this one. change with respect to initial, whether it is increase or decrease, whether it is profit percent or loss percent, with respect to initial value only we have to do. Clear? Fine. Next one, percentage comparison, my dear friends. Next very important thing is percentage comparison. We need to compare. Percentage comparison. See, in this percentage comparison, you can find the words like more than, less than, taller than, shorter than, like that. More than, less than, lower than, shorter than, taller than, like this. More than, less than, taller than, shorter than. You can find these type of words. Comparing, than. Okay, we are comparing. Now see here, what you should do in percentage comparison, bit slight vary compared to that previous one. See my dear friends, here 25 is what percent more than 20? 25 is what percent more than 20? One basic example. 25 is more than 20, we know, but what percentage in terms of percentage? Now see, 25 is how much more than 20 is 5 more, but here denominator what you should take is compared value. With which value you are comparing? With which value you are comparing is after then, simple. After then, what are the number, what are the term come, we are comparing with respect to that. A is what percent more than B, means B should be in the denominator. A is what percent less than B, B should be in the denominator. With what you are comparing after than, what you are getting, that's we have to consider here. So with compared value, I can say this is with compared value. Now 5 ones, 5 fours, it's 25% more than. 25 is 25% more than 20. Okay, this is more than, similarly less than also. Now see, a lot of people have a wrong perception that 25 is 25% more than 20. Now they can ask you 20 is what percent less than 25? My dear friends, if they ask reverse, 20 is what percent less than 25? Okay, 20 is less than 25, right? Yes. How much less than? 5 less than. So 5 with respect to compared value. Here compared value is 25. After than, 25 is there. So 25 will come into denominator into 100, my dear friends. Now this is 20% only. See this. 25 is 25% more than 20, whereas 20 is 20% less than 25. We just try to see why this is changed here and there, that percentage changed is the compared one, denominator is changing. Here you are comparing with respect to 25, whereas in previous one you are comparing with respect to 20. Compared value, what should be the denominator is compared value. Here change with respect to compared value into 100. Percentage comparison is simple, like change with respect to compared value into 100 we have to perform. Percentage comparison. If you want to do comparison, okay, change or difference. What is the difference between these two values? With respect to compared value, with what you are comparing, that should be the denominator into 100 we have to apply. So you see, among all percentage change, percentage comparison is very important. Fraction to integer, all conversions, you can handle that in the questions, right? Now see the questions, my difference in basics, how the questions are. See the first question which is given in previous GATE 2018, and this is 2 marks question, my dear friends. 2 marks question given in GATE 2018. Here they mention in a party 60% of the invited guests are male and 40% are female. If 80% of the invited guests attended the party and if all the invited female guests attended, what would be the ratio of male and female among the attendees in the party? Among attendees, what is the male and female attendees they are asking? See, my difference in percentages, you have an advantage. When things are unknown, we can assume. We can assume the unknown, but when assumption is allowed, is See, in question, it's all about percentages required. And in question, if it is all about ratio, in question, if it is all about multiplication and division, okay, only these things are involved, then assumption for unknown is allowed. For one value assumption for one value, suppose some one unknown is there, that can be assumption allowed for that one unknown. Not for 2 or 3, only one assumption, one unknown value we can assume. Okay, so when it is all about percentage, ratio, multiplication, division, suppose you are adding 15, no, you are adding 15% means okay. You are subtracting 20, no, you are subtracting 20%. In question all about percentages, or you are multiplying with 5, dividing by 5, in those cases assumption allowed. If there you are adding some particular value, in question suppose 80 invited guests means no, 80% means okay, all are in percentages here, 60, 80, okay, and they're asking regarding ratio, 40, all are in percentages. Here, assumption allowed. So what we are assuming, number of guests is not given. So I am assuming, my dear friends, here number of guests, invited guests. So for the party, we are inviting the guest. So how many people you invited, we don't know. Okay, you can assume some value. Okay, you can assume 100, 200, 1000, your wish. But percentage per 100, I am assuming invited guests are 100. In question they clearly given how many males you invited is 60%. Among this invited guests, okay, how many people males are invited is 60% of that means 60. How many females invited is 40% they mention. So females invited is nothing but 40. You just see that in the question. Okay, 60% of the invited guests are male and 40% are female. 60% are male and 40% are female. Now, what they given, 80% of the invited guests attended. Yes, see, when you connect any party also, so we don't expect all invited guests to attend. 80% only attended here. How many you invited? 100 people you invited. How many attended? Out of this 100 people, okay, how many attended? Attended is only 80%. So, attended is nothing but equal to 80, my dear friends. Okay, fine. How many people attended is 80. Among this male attend, how many females attend? And the question is regarding male attend with respect to female attend ratio. Ratio of male and female attend is they are asking. Now here, if you see the question, my dear friends, in question they clearly mentioned one point that the invited female guests attended, all the invited female guests. So this is given in the question, okay, so all invited female guests are attended. So how many females are invited is nothing but 40. All those people attended. So females attended is equal to female invited, which is 40. So my dear friends, we have a clear idea here. Out of 80 people, 40 are female. Out of 80, 40 people are female. So here 40. Now this is what ratio? Male attendee and female attendee, 40 and 40, which is nothing but 1:1. Male attendees and female attendees, they are asking the ratio of that. As both are equal, we are getting 1:1. This is 2 marks question. Sir, you take an assumption, we'll take X. Okay, you solve, you will get the answer. You may take 1000, 2000, any value. As it is percentage, you can take X. As invited guess is X something, you can go ahead. But when you have value, you can speed up the calculations, my dear friends. That's the basic theme, right? So it's 1:1. 2 marks question given in previous gate. Assumption allowed here. There are some questions where you are subtracting 80, adding 80 or 60 like that. You cannot assume. You should take like X only initial value. See the next one, my dear friends. Again, this is question given in gate for 2 marks. This is also 2 marks question given in previous gate, my dear friends. See this here. 1% of the people of country X are taller than 6 feet. 2% of the people of country Y are taller than 6 feet. There are thrice as many people in country X as in country Y. Taking both countries together, what is the percentage of people taller than 6 feet? They given country X and country Y. So this, you can also try and give the answers, my dear friends. 1% of the people in country X are taller than 6 feet. 2% of the people of country Y are taller than 6 feet. There are thrice as many people in country X as in country Y. Thrice in country X as in country Y. Here again see percentage, 1%. Here 2% percentage. Thrice means 3 times. Here also you have a flexibility to assume. See here, what value you have to assume? You can assume only one thing, right? Only one value you can assume. X is thrice Y. They given question clearly, X is thrice Y, 3 times Y. Okay, you can assume Y, okay, Y is something like 1000 or 100. You can assume 100 also, fine. So 100 people in country X, then in country Y, sorry. Then in country X, it should be 300, my dear friends. As you assumed here 100, automatically X value we can get it. You are allowed to assume only one value here. So yes, when you assume this, automatically we got this value. X is 300. X is thrice Y. Fine. Now in question they given 1% of this. 1% means what? 1 divided by 100. 1%. 10% means divided by 10. You just keep in mind 10% means we have to divide by 10. 10 by 100. 10 by 100 means, okay, that zeros will cancel to become 1 by 10. They are asking 1%. 1% means 3. So taller than 6 feet. How many people are taller than 6 feet here? In country X is 3 people only out of 300. Whereas in country Y, 2% of the people are taller than 6 feet. So 2%, 2 out of 100. Yeah, 2% means 2 out of 100. For 100, what is 2% means 2. Now both countries together, we got 5 people. Here both countries together, the population is 400. My dear friends, simple now. 5 is what percent of 400 we have to calculate. You got here, both countries together, 5 people is taller than 6 feet out of 400. Both countries together, 5 people are taller than 6 feet out of 400. Out of 400, your value is 5. Or out of 400, you got 5 marks. Out of 100 is what percentage I mentioned. So you can divide by 4. Say out of 100, you got 1.25. So we can say it's 1.25 percentage. What is the percentage? Is 1.25. Both countries together, what is the percentage you have to get is nothing but 1.25 percentage, my dear friends. So this is also 2 marks question. Hope you got the idea. Okay, out of 100, what is your value? 1.25. See this here, yes, you can see option D. See one simple thing, basic common sense, A and B eliminated. Why? When one country is 1%, other country 2%, when you are adding these two, it's like mixes and allegations. When you add 1% and 2%, we cannot get more than 2, less than 1. We cannot get more than 2 and less than 1, not possible. So that's why eliminated. Among this one, see, when it is 1%, other one 2% with common sense. There are 3 methods. One elaborately we discussed here. Second method is with common sense. When 1% and 2% are mixed, what are the ratio you are mixing? Okay, what are the way you clubbed 1% of this and 2% of this people? The resultant must be between 1 and 2 only. These two eliminated. If both are equally there, it's 1.5. Is it equal? Is it equal? No, right. This is how much? Thrice. As it is thrice, okay. If it is equal means yes, this is 1, this is 2. 1 plus 2 divided by 2 will get 1.5. It's not equal. So 1.5 not possible. Directly D. With common sense, I'm not doing any calculation. It should be 1.25. 1.5 means X country population, Y country population, both must be equal. Then this is 1, this is 2, middle value when you mix. Right. And the other method, third method is, see, very simple and shortcut is, my dear friends, this is using mixtures and allegations. 3:1. X and Y, X is thrice as Y, so I am writing 3:1. We know in X, 1% of people are taller than 6 feet. In Y, 2% of people are taller than 6 feet. See the result, single step, 3 into 1%, plus 1 into 2% divided by 3 plus 1. That's it, my dear friends. 3 into 1%, 1 into 2% divided by 3 plus 1. Now here, yes, you can see 5% divided by 4, which is 1.25%. 5% divided by 4, which is 1.25 percentage. You see this clearly, it's very, very simple method to go ahead. What is the overall result? What is the overall result is nothing but 1.25%. Clear? So there are many ways to handle. I hope you understand this question. See the next one, my dear friends. In ESC 2021 prelims, okay, you know, one question, 2 marks weightage. Every question is 2 marks weightage. See this question, my dear friends. Here they're given the population of a village is 5,500. If the number of males increase by 11% and number of females increase by 20%. See, males increased, females increase, automatically population also increase. Previous population is 5,500, now population is 6,330. This question also you can handle using Mishra's allegations, okay, or else the basic thing, see initially 5,500, men, this is male and female, right, okay, male and female together, initially for in that village 5,500 people. Now, male increased by 11%. If it is 10% increase, see my dear friends, 100% means 1. 100% means 1. If they mention in the question 10% more than or 10% increase like that, if they mention the question 10% more than, 10% more than or 10% increase like that, so automatically we are going with 110%. Why? Because of 100% means same, 1 means both are equal, A equal to B like that, but A is 10% more than means A is 110% we have to write. And here 10% increase means yes, 100% means same, 10% extra. 110% means 100% plus 10%, 10% extra. 100% means same, 1. You have extra is 10%. When they mention in question 20% loss, 20% loss, in profit and loss same thing, 20% decrease means automatically we should use the word 80%. 20% loss, 20% decrease means we can use the word 80%, 80%. Right. Now see here, male and female together 5,500, men or male increased by 11%, so 111% of male plus females increased by 20%, so 120% of female is nothing but 6,300. Now you have two equations, we can solve these two equations. So this is percentage, you know already x% means x by 100. X% means x by 100. You can just use that point to calculate here. X% means x by 100. So either this become 1.11 m plus 1.2 f is 6,300. Okay. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. You can handle both the equations, or else in ESA prelims you have options. You can do option verification. You can do option verification also. You can, what they're asking, how many number of females are there. Okay, you can take one among the options. You can just check it out. For 2,500 itself, we are not getting the answer. Means then 2,000 also we don't get. You can do option verification here. Suppose if females is 2,500, male should be 3,000. Then we'll substitute here. Is this correct or not? We can do option verification. I'll just show you how you are to do option verification. For example, as per the option A, female is 2,500. You can go solving that equation also, or else you can do option verification. When female is 2,500, obviously male should be 3,000 because you know male plus female is 5,500. Now I have to check if male 11% increase, female 20% increase, is this extra? What is the extra I have to get is 800 extra I have to get. 5,500, right. Here 6,300 means 800 extra I want to get. 800 extra I want to get. I'll check it out whether it is possible or not. Now see, this is 11% increase. This is how much increase? 20% increase, right? 10% means divided by 10, 300. 10% means divided by 10, 300. 20% means 600 I got. 600 I got. What is your target to be increased? 800 we have to increase. 600 already you got. Now this is increased by 11%. 11% increase. My dear friends, what is 10% for 2500? 10%. 10% means removing 1 0. Dividing by 10, right? 10% is 250. 1% is 25. Together, 11% is 275. Okay, 275. So this together I don't get 800. We're not getting 800. So here we need 800. Then you got this 6300. It's not correct. So it's eliminated. You can go like that also. You can verify. It's your wish. One thing is like equation solving, or else you can go ahead with this option verification. So guys, I hope you understand how you got this equation. If you want to solve this equation, says what you have to do? You have to multiply this with 1.2. You have to multiply every equation with 1.2. Then this becomes 6600. Here 300 will be the gap. Here 1.2 means 0.09. So we'll get it like, yeah, if you multiply with 1.2, so it's like 0.09, and this will be 6600. We'll get 300 gap. So males can be like 300 divided by 0.9, if I am not wrong. I'll just see the rough calculations. So it will be, no, this somewhere we went wrong here. If you multiply with 1.2, if it is with 12, we'll get 6600 for sure. Okay. One moment. We'll get it here 1.2. The difference, if you just see, is it 6000? Sorry, that's what the problem from my end. It's actually 6330. This value is what I taken wrong. It's 6330. 6330, not 6300. 6330. Sorry. Your value I taken wrong, but I hope you understand the procedure. Yeah, what we can do, as just now I mentioned, you can take this into 1.2. You can solve this equation. I can multiply this with 1.2. I can find what is the male. Then I can find the females as well. Or else one thing is you can do option verification also. So if you do that equation solving also is fine. Some people are asking regarding equation solving as well. Okay. So you can just see how to do equation solving is if you do 1.2 multiplication, 1.2m plus 1.2 times female is nothing but 5500, sorry, into 2, 6600 we'll get. The other one is 6330, you will get 270. You will get 3000 as this, so this is 6600. Other equation already you have is 1.1m plus 1.2f, which is 6330. If we take 330, again same blunder mistake. So if we take difference between these two, we got 0.09 males, and here the difference is nothing but 270, my dear friends. Now males nothing but 3000, female is nothing but 2500. Females is 2500 we have to get. Yeah, male 3000, female 2500. Same thing here. Yeah, 20% increased. This is 11% increase, 275. Together we got 875 increase here. Fine, so initial strength of male and female is 5500. We got clearly 11% increase, 1.11 m. Female 20% increase, so 1.2 times female is 6330. The increase is 830 here. Okay, cool. While doing equation solving, we multiplied this with 1.2 to make sure these females will get cancelled, and we are finding the males here. Males is nothing but 0.09 m is 270. Yeah, clearly 270 we have. Males is nothing but 3000, and obviously females. Now, what the question Find the population of females in the town. Here there is a small bug you people we may generally have a doubt is, females population, is it initial one or is it after increase? That general doubt we may have, okay, is female population at initial stage among this 5,500 or after increase? Means F means initial one, 1.2F means after increase. But here they didn't mention, means it's initial population only we take. Initial population of female, initial population of male only we have to go. We can go like this or you can do option verification and we can proceed, my dear friends. Here, what is the mistake in this expression we did here is, for female 20% increase, for male it is, for male how much increase? 11% increase. We did reverse here. So this for female 20% increase, which is nothing but 1 by 500, 250 double, whereas this is 11% increase, which is 330, together 830 increase. This is satisfying actually. So problem is that values were swapped. For female 20% increase and this option A itself correct. You can use option verification where you have 20% increase for this, here 11% increase, total 830. Or else we can do equation solving, small mistake while noting down the value. Okay, I hope you understand the procedure you stick on. So the thing here we're taking the values in reverse, so we did calculation mistakes. I hope you understand this. Now see the next question, my dear friends. Next one, voters concept. We're done with the basics till now. Now let's move for the voters concept, my dear friends. See in this voters concept, what are the type of election it might be? Generally, they'll give the list of voters. Okay, list of voters will be given. Among this list of voters, on the day of election, people may be attend for polling, okay, or they may not attend for polling. You can see they'll mention, okay, in Delhi there is 80% polling, okay, in Bihar 70% polling, in Pune 60% polling, like that, meaning out of this list of voters, how many people are attended for polling? Polled, not polled. Among list of voters, polled and not polled. Again, among polled, my dear friends, it may be valid and invalid. On the day of election, yes, some people may be in, okay, polling invalid votes. Suppose to justify two parties, if they give a thumb in between those two, it may be invalid if it is ballot system. Okay, there are 1% or 2% of the cases where invalid also there. Valid, invalid. Okay. Among valid, okay, in general, in exam percentages point of view, they are giving only regarding 2 candidates. Only 2 candidates are participating. Practically, we may see 10 candidates, 5 candidates like that also. But in question, they are giving like 2 candidates only most of the time. Only 2 candidates are maybe representing the party. So here, we can consider if it is only 2 people, A and B. This valid votes are given for A and B. If 3 people are there, means A, B, C, like that. So this is the basic thing, list of voters. Okay, before conducting any election, first they will give the list of voters. Among that polled, not polled. Among polled, valid, invalid. Valid and invalid. Yes, among valid, those valid votes only counted for the contestants. If it is 2 people or 3 people, in general, they're asking for 2 candidates only. But practically to speak, yes, 5, 10 also possible practically. But fine, what are the valid votes is there? That only counted for the candidates. Right. Now, with this input, let's see. In some questions, my dear friends, they don't mention regarding polled, not polled means 100% polling. They didn't mention not polled means 100% polling. In some questions, they don't mention regarding valid, invalid means 100% votes are valid. If they don't mention default, yes, there are some, suppose teachers union election or students union election, 100% people may attend. Okay, all are valid votes only. There are some elections, yes, 100% valid, 100% polling happen. Okay, depends. Okay, if question they don't mention regarding valid, invalid or regarding poll, not poll, like that means 100% polling, 100% valid we have to consider. Now see the question which is involving all these factors. See this question, my dear friends. Here they mention 10% of the voters did not cast their vote. 10% of the voters. See here they clearly mention did not cast their vote in an election means they are not participated. This is also election between two candidates. This election is between two candidates, my dear friends. Fine. Now 10% of the voters polled were found invalid. 10% of the voters were found invalid. Okay. And successful candidate got 54%. See, among two people, successful candidate got 54% of the valid votes. And 10% of the votes polled were invalid. You just see all these points. And the successful candidate got majority of 1,620 votes. Yes, election they conducted, 10% people did not attended. Okay, among poll, 10% of the votes are invalid. Among two people, one person got 54% of the valid votes. Other person will obviously get 46%. And yes, as it is more than 50, he got majority of the votes. How much majority he got is 1,620. Now see the scenario, my dear friends, what actually they are giving. Suppose list of voters is something. Okay, they didn't give it in this question also. What is the list of voters? Let it be equal to something L or T. Among this, polled, not polled. 10% are not polled. 10% of the voters are not polled. Remaining people are polled. Now among polled, valid, invalid, 10% of the polled, among polled 10% is invalid. This 10% is not for the total. This is not 10% of the total. This is 10% of the polled. 10% of the polled. Okay, 10% of the polled is invalid. Fine. Now among valid, my dear friends, here only two candidates are there in the election. A and B are the two candidates. Here A got 56% of the valid votes. Let us call valid votes is V, polled is P. Okay, so A got 54% of the valid votes. Obviously, B got 46% of the valid votes. The difference between these two is nothing but called majority. A got 54%, B got 46%. The difference between A and B here is nothing but how much? 8%, right? So 8% of valid votes is nothing but equal to majority, that is 1,620 they mentioned. This is majority. Okay, 8% of the valid votes is nothing but majority. You just see this clearly. This is what 1,620. 10% of the votes did not cast. Yes, that's what you can see. Out of the total, 10% not polled. Then among polled, 10% of the voters polled were found invalid. Then successful candidate got 54% of the valid votes. You can see that all points here. Majority is nothing but difference between these two. How much extra he got. So 8%. So 8% of the valid votes is 1,620. One procedure here, you can calculate valid from this. From valid, polled. From polled, total. One method is that. The other method is assumption. Okay, here all things are given in terms of percentage. Given in terms of percentage. We can assume list of voters, the enrolled, how many people are enrolled for the voters list. That we can assume and we can proceed. We can do one thing like that, or else other one is you can do reverse process. Okay, calculate valid. From valid, go for poll. From poll, go for the list of voters. Many methods to handle. Now see, one easy way is like assuming list of voters, my dear friends. I am assuming list of voters is something 1,000. This assumption method again useful for you in compound interest, simple interest as well. So list of voters, assume 1,000. Now 10% is not polled, means 100 gone. 100 people are not polled. 10% is divided by 10, right? Now how many attended for polling is 900 people are polled. Okay. Among polled, 10% is invalid. 10% means 90 votes are invalid. 90 are invalid. Okay. How many are valid is 810. Now this is valid. Valid is 810. Now among valid, 54% is given for A, for successful candidate. So 54% of 810, let it be 54% of 810. The other candidate got is obviously 46% of 810. Total 100%, this is something 54 here, 46 here. Now the majority, what is the majority here is 8%. Listen, this is now very important. Majority is nothing but 8% of 810. If you do 8% means 8 divided by 100. Okay, if you do calculations, we got 64.8. Listen, this is the very important step. Majority you got 64.8. But in question what they given? My dear friends, see, majority is 64.8 you got. But what they given in the question, majority is nothing but 1620. This is given. Right. Now here we assumed some value, that's why you got 64.8. If you want to find the correct one, we have to find the relationship here. 64.8 become 1620 means here we have to find the multiplication factor. This is increasing means multiplying. If this is decreasing, division, here it is into 25. How we know into 25 sir means 1620 divided by 64.8 if you do, we'll get 25. Here correction factor I call. This 25 is nothing but correction factor. So what is that? Means see, my assumption, I assumed 1000. That's why I got 64.8. Then what is the correct value is? Yes, do into 25. How we know into 25 is here. We got 64.8. They given 1620. The correction factor is into 25. So I have to do into 25. If they ask list of voters, do into 25. This is 25,000. If they ask how many are invalid, do into 25 for this. 2,250. If suppose they are asking invalid, then only do into 25 for that. Don't waste your time by doing into 25 for all. If they ask how much are invalid, means do into 25 here. Or here also do into 25 if they ask how many not polled. They can ask any parameter here. What is the total list of voters? What is the polled? Valid or how much votes A got? How much votes B got? Whatever you got here, for everything you have to do into 25, into 25, into 25. Multiply with 25. That's what the correction factor. Or else the other method is you can do reverse process here. Calculate what is 8% of this. From that, this total valid votes will be obtained. Valid from that polled. From polled, you can go for the list of voters. You can do like that also. And there are many ways, but we recommend to go with this. Assume, okay, as all are in percentage, we can assume and we can proceed. Clear? Now see the next question. This is the next question, my dear friends. Yeah, this is net effect concept. Sir, what is this net effect concept? Net effect concept is simple, my dear friends. If there is increase and decrease, or maybe too many increase or too many decrease, what is the overall effect out of that? After that, what is the overall effect? Here, population first year may be increased by something, second year decreased or increased, third year also increased and decreased. There are lot of things changed. What is the overall effect at the end? That's what percentage change or maybe percentage effect, overall effect or net effect we can call in simple. Or else this is yes, percentage change also we can call, because 10% increase, 20% decrease, 30% increase is also we can consider like percentage change as well. Okay, net effect or overall effect or percentage change related also we can consider this is. See, population of a town is 10,000. Okay, fine. During the first year, it increased by 10% during the first year. And second year, decreased by 20%. And third year, 30% increased. Okay, there are a lot of formulas for population related questions. But see, my dear friends, very simple. Population of a town is 10,000 now. First year, 10% increase. 10% increase means we should write 110%. 110%. Second year, 20% decreased. As it is decreased by 20%, we have to write 80%. Third year, 30% increase. This is second year. In third year, 30% increase, we should write 130%. First year, 10% increase, 110%. So second year, 20% decrease, increase like that. So if you do calculation, this is one method. I'll give you the other method as well, don't worry. 10,000 into 110% means 110 by 100. 80% means 80 divided by 100. 130%, 130 divided by 100. If you do this all cancellations, my dear friends, you get it like 11 into 8 into 130. Okay, 8 into 130 is nothing but 1040. 11 multiplied with this, 11,440 you are going to get. So which is nothing but option C. If you multiply with that, okay, we got option C, 11,440. 11,440 when you multiply with 11. Clear? So fine, this is one method, but if you understand this, the advantage is compound interest you are going to complete. In compound interest also, you have some principle. First year 10% interest, second year 20% interest means 120. In interest always you will get money, profit only. This is 110, second year 20% interest means 120, third year 30% interest means 130. Like that we have to write. In population it may be decreased. This is second year 20% decrease due to COVID. Okay, so population decreased, again increase. So there is a lot of things we can consider. The other methodology here, 10,000 first year 10% increase. My dear friends, what is 10%? For 10,000, I already mentioned, for any value, if you want to calculate 10%, divide by 10. Divide by 10, which is nothing but 1,000. We got 11,000 here. Second year, 20% decrease. What is 10% for 11,000 just now? 10% for 11,000. 10% means divide by 10. For 11,000, 10% means 1,100. 20% means 2,200. So it become 8,800. Now third year, 30% increase. For 8,800, my dear friends, 10% is 880. 30% means 2,640. We have to multiply with 8, which is 11,440. Same thing what you got in previous, okay, same thing we got. Some people have a doubt, sir, why you written 110, why you written 80, why you written 130? Okay, the same analysis here. See, for this value, you increased, for that again you are decreasing. For this value you are increasing. Okay, I already mentioned in introduction, 10% increase means like 110, 20% decrease 80, 30% increase like 130%, like that we have to mention. So that if you understand, no need of formulas. Compound interest also same, but all are adding, interest will be added. First year interest, second year interest, third year interest. Like that we can do in compound interest also, similar lines. Now see the next question, similar to this previous question, in profit and loss they can ask like this. The manufacturer of a table, see this question my dear friends, go to this question once. Bhushan, thanks for your response. Sai Singh also respond for one of the question. Jyotirmay, you can mention please. What is the question you have doubt? You can just mention that. Here if you just see this question, my dear friends, manufacturer of a table sells it to a wholesale dealer at a profit of 10%. So manufacturer is selling to wholesaler, wholesaler is selling to retailer, retailer is selling to customer. As too many people are involved, by the time it reaches to customer, the price is increased. Customer is paying 4,290. Manufacturer is giving to wholesaler, okay, with certain profit. How much profit he is getting is 10% profit. 10% profit means with 10% increase. Originally, what are the cost it is? With 10% profit, he is selling to wholesaler. Wholesaler is selling to retailer with 30% profit, whereas retailer is selling to customer with 50% profit. Profit means like increase. This is also, you have some principle. First year 10% interest, second year 30% interest, third year 50% interest. After 3 years, you are paying 4,290 as the amount. The amount become 4,290. What is the principle? If you do that, this is compound interest. Right. Now, just now I given you the input in previous question. Now, if you follow the same, my dear friends, manufacturer 10% increase means 110, 30% increase means 130, 50% increase means 150%. All this is nothing but 4,290. Okay, you can take 110% means 110 by 100, 130 by 100, 150 by 100 like that, and you can calculate what is the manufacturers. We got only 2,000. See, the manufacturing cost is 2,000, but customer is paying more than double as too many people are involved. Or else the other method is, you can assume manufacture is something, you proceed with this 10% like this, okay? In previous question, you taken 10,000, right? Here manufacturing cost, you can take 1,000, 10% increase, 30% increase, 50% increase, you calculate, you got some value. They given some value 4,290. What's the relationship you can check? Okay, then the same relationship you have to multiply the initial. There are many methods, my dear friend. Okay, you can do like this or you can do other method as well. Jyotirmai, if you have a doubt, please mention that. Islam, hope you are understand the concepts. See the next question. So hope you understand this one. See the next one. Percentage change and percentage comparison related. Already we given that in the introduction part. Now if you just see this question, they mentioned here a number is mistakenly divided by 5 instead of multiplied by 5. A number is mistakenly divided by 5 instead of multiplied by 5. Now here, what is the percentage change in the result due to the mistake, due to the error? So here, what is the percentage change due to the mistake means they are asking error percentage, percentage error or percentage mistake. Percentage error or percentage mistake is what? Percentage error or percentage mistake. See, a number is mistakenly divided by 5 instead of multiplied by 5. Initially we mentioned when it is division multiplication also you can assume. Assumption is allowed. Here number, okay, they didn't given what is that number. You can assume the number is something like 10 or 20 or 100. Okay, you can take 100 also or you can take 10. Okay, number is 10 for example. What you have to do? You have to multiply by 5. You should multiply by 5, so it should be 50. 50 is the correct answer. 50 you have to get. But what you did, mistakenly you divide by 5, means you got 2. This is the error. Okay. Due to the mistake you got the 2 as result, but correct answer is 50. You are changing. Percentage change, it's not only increase, decrease, error percent, correction percentage, all those also comes under percentage change. Now see my dear friends, error means what? Basically what is the meaning of error? You have to get something correct, but you got as a mistake. Error, you got error. I also got one error in previous one. Instead of taking 11% and 20%, first I taken 20 and 11. That is a mistake I take and I change the values, right? Like that here also, if you want to do, there is, what is the error here means, instead of correct value, you changed wrong value, taken wrong value, right? So 50 become 2. 50 become 2, that is what the error, percentage change due to error. Instead of 50, you are getting 2. Correct value become wrong value is nothing but error or mistake. So percentage change means what? How much changed? What is the change here? Change is 48 with respect to 50. From 50 it become 2. You have to get 50. Due to error you got 2. This is changed. 50 you change it to 2. That's what the error or mistake here. So 48 divided by 50 into 100. No need to buy any formulas here. Okay, you know already percentage change means change with respect to initial value into 100. That's it. That's sufficient. Don't again go for what is percentage error formula, percentage correction formula. Not required. Now same question for your better clarity. If they ask percentage correction, then your answer is different. This is percentage error. Okay. And if you want percentage correction, my dear friends, it's a different style. This is percentage error or mistake. Now see, if you want percentage correction, correction means what? When you are doing wrong, okay, changing it to correct. So you got wrong value as 2, we are changing it to 50. Correction means that is the thing, right? Correction means, okay, you are doing something wrong, we are correcting it. Correction. If they are asking percentage correction, means 2 is changed to 50. What is the change is 48 from 2, initial value is 2 into 100. That's what I said already. Don't confine maximum is 100%. No, you may got 2,500, 3,000, 1,000, 10,000 also. 2,400% is the percentage correction. Percentage correction, percentage error. Okay, already you calculated. I'm just showing you both on one screen so that you can understand, okay, what is the things here. Error means correct value become wrong value. Correction means wrong value are changing to correct value. Okay, so this is what 48 out of 50 into 100. Here, numerator is 40, okay, but denominator, what is the denominator? What is the initial value is the important thing here. Got it? So, error correction, percentage change. Now see the next question, my dear friends. Yeah, this is the same thing. Okay, this is percentage change due to the mistake. That's what you got 96%, the same question. Here they mention percentage correction means different. Result due to the mistake is okay. Percentage change or percentage correction if they are asking, then it should be 2400. This is same question, okay. Duplicate of that, okay, ignore it. Now see the next question which is given for 2 marks in GATE exam, previous GATE, 2 marks question. See this question, my dear friends, you just try from your end. Narendra will consider your input, we'll work on it. If anyone got the answer, you can mention here. Yeah, if you just go through this question, my dear friends, fiscal deficit was 4% of the GDP in 2015 and it is increased to 5% in 2016. GDP increased by 10% from 2015 to 2016. The percentage increase, percentage change, yes, increase means percentage change only. Now see, here you don't know fiscal deficit, you don't know what is the value of GDP, but generally what you are allowed is you can assume one value. So here GDP I am assuming for 2015. GDP in 2015 is not given, I am assuming 100. Assumption allowed, because you see the entire question, it is all about percentage only, so assumption is allowed. Okay. Now, fiscal deficit in 2015 is 100. If you just see the question, it is GDP is increased by 10%. GDP increased by 10%. So in GDP in 2016 is 10% increase, means it become 110. It become 110. 2016 it become 110. 2015 100. 2016 it become 110, my dear friends. Now see, this is GDP. Question is regarding fiscal deficit. In 2015, fiscal deficit is 4%. What is fiscal deficit in 2015 is 4% of GDP. 4% of 100 means 4, my dear friends. 4. Whereas fiscal deficit in 2016, it is increased to 5%. Previously 4, now it is increased to 5%. So fiscal deficit in 2016 is 5% of 110. 5% of 110 means it is 5.5. You just calculate 10% is 11. For 110, 10% is 11. 5% means half, my dear friends. We'll get 5.5. Now see this, is fiscal deficit increasing or decreasing? Previous fiscal deficit is 4. Now it is 5.5. It is increasing. What is that percentage increase is what they are asking. Fiscal deficit in 2015 is 4. Fiscal deficit in 2016 is 5.5. It is definitely increasing. What is the percentage increase? So percentage increase is how much increase here is 1.5 with respect to initial value, with respect to initial into 100 for 25 times. 15 into 25 is 375. Here we got 37.5%. 37.5% increase is there in the fiscal deficit. So you just see, okay, you can take instead of 100 here some K, some constant also you can take and you can proceed. Okay, you got option A, 37.5% increase. I don't know the GDP, we are assuming and we are proceeding, my dear friends. Got it? Yeah, Ishad, good. Karthik, okay, it's not tomorrow. I think it will take 2 to 3 days gap. Then verbal ability preparation strategy will be started. If I'm not wrong, I think it's 11th, I hope. Next schedule is. This next question, this is regarding comparison, my dear friends. I mentioned percentage comparison. So next session in APL season 2 is regarding verbal ability preparation strategy. Okay, it will be in next couple of days. You will be notified if you already subscribed for ACE Engineering Academy channel. You will get notification, right? Now here A salary is 25% higher than that of B. 25% higher than that of B means A is 125% of B, my dear friends. Can we write like 125%? Is it 25% higher than? So 125%. Now B is what percentage lower than that of A? Now see, my dear friends, A is 125% of B. 125% means 125 divided by 100. I got it like 5 by 4. A is 5 by 4 times of B. Now, what is B here? A is 5 by 4 times of B. B is nothing but 4 by 5 times of A. So, this one, if you convert into percentage, that fraction, okay, I got A is 5 by 4 times of B. B is 4 by 5 times of A. A lot of people are going with 25 only. I mentioned the introduction also, it's not 25 again. The denominator is changing. Here you are comparing with respect to B. Now you are comparing with respect to A. Denominator is changing. We don't get 25 again. Now here 4 by 5, if you convert into percentage, my dear friends, you are getting 80%. B is 80% of A, means it is 20% lower. B is 20% less than A. So it's D option. 20% lower than. A is 25% higher than B. B is 20% lower than A. Comparison, this is you are comparing with A, you are comparing with B. That is changing here. It's 20%. When you have value, how to handle, we given in the introduction already. But if it is in terms of percentage, how to handle, you can see here. Got it? Okay, comparison. Fine. Now see the next one. When you have the words like this, remaining or left or rest or balance, as I mentioned in the introduction, when you see this type of words, remaining or left or rest or balance, we have to be a bit alert, my dear friends. It's not from the total, from the remaining. You can see here in the question also, in library 20% of the books are in English, 50% of the remaining. It's not 50% of the total, 50% of the remaining, 50% of the rest, 50% of the balance, like that they can use. And if the remaining books is 900, what is the total number of books in the library? See, I don't know the total number of books here. One method is assuming total is something and proceeding, or else, okay, normal one is I can take total is something T, total number of books is T, 20% of this is English. 20% of the books is English. Now what is the remaining? See, they mentioned 20% is English. Now remaining, what is the remaining here? 80% of the total. Now among this 50%, 50% means half. 50% of the remaining they mentioned in the question. 50% means half, my dear friends. We can say 50% is nothing but half, right? So if we do half of this, 50% means nothing but half. Half of this means 40%. 40% are related to Hindi. Remaining are other language. They mentioned, yes, this 50% of the remaining is in Hindi. Okay, fine. And remaining 900 books are other languages. Remaining here is 40%. Okay, that is other language that they mentioned the question. It is nothing but equal to 900. When you know 40% of T is equal to 900, okay, you can calculate what is T from this. T is nothing but 2250 you will get when you do the calculation. So 40% means 40 divided by 100, 2 by 5 it become. Okay, so you can just multiply 450 into 5, you are getting 2250 anyhow. But this is where they use the word remaining like that. And you can see one question given in ESC recently in the same similar point. They're using the word remaining. We have to be careful. See one more question in that fashion. Here, yes, ESC 2022 recent paper, 50% of the remaining, 1/3 of the remaining. They use the word remaining likewise, so we have to be a bit alert. And in this question especially, here they are asking about monthly income. They given monthly income, but here they given savings per year. They are discussing about monthly income. Savings per month also we require. Generally, monthly income means how much you are saving per month. But they wantedly given a bit tricky way, they are given saving per year. Now fine, here you have to calculate what is the monthly income. You can do assumption also, because here 40%, 50%, 1/3 division. So when you division and all are in percentages, you are allowed to do assumption. Right. I don't know Rohit monthly salary. You can assume some value, or else you can take T and proceed. Okay, now let's see, two methods we'll perform. Rohit salary we don't know. Rohit monthly income, let it be equal to something T. Rohit monthly income we don't know, let it be equal to T, or you can assume some value also. Now here 40% on food items. So 40% of his income, 40% of the T is for food. What is remaining is 60%, right? Okay, let it be 60%. Now here 50% of the remaining. What is remaining here? 60. Among that 50% means half. Half gone means 30% gone. Now what is available is still 30% is there. Okay, among 60, 50% means half. 50% is nothing but half. So 30 you are using for clothes and remaining 30% is available. Now what they mentioned in the question, this is for clothes and convenience, okay, but he saves 1/3 of the remaining amount. Okay, so here, what is the amount here? 30%. He is saving 1/3 of this. 1/3 of this means 10% of T is saving. 10% of T is what? You are saving. Now here in question, 19,200 divided by 12, because this is per month, how much you are saving per month? We have to convert, because they are asking regarding monthly income. Saving also we have to require per month. If we just do this one, my dear friends, if I am not wrong, we got 1,600 here. Okay, 1,600 we are getting. So yes, if we just do, we got 1,600. So yes, this is equal to 1,600. 10% is 1,600. 100% is the total, right? You have to do multiply by 10. 100% means that's what the total. Total is nothing but 16,000. What is the monthly income? Total monthly income is 16,000. You can go total monthly income is nothing but 16,000. This is one way, or else you can assume here total is something 1,000. Okay, split all. You got some value here at the end. Okay, sorry, this one. You will get some value here. They given some value, you can map like that also. You can assume, okay, monthly income is something, you can proceed. Finally, you got some value here, they give something, you have to map that. Assumption also allowed, as it is all about division and percentages. Or else you can take total is T and you can proceed like this. There are n number of methods to go ahead, my dear friends. Right. And the final concept is product constant in percentage. In percentage, I given the introduction, we'll start with the basics. Okay, then voters concept they are focusing, net effect or overall effect or percentage change, then percentage comparison. When they use the word remaining, left or rest or balance, we have to be a bit alert. Now finally, product constant. In product constant, my dear friends, see, expenditure is nothing but price into consumption. Related to this expenditure, price and consumption, they are asking more in product constant. So what is this expenditure, price and consumption? Suppose you have 200 rupees, okay, fine, the cost of onions is 20 per kg, for example, you are getting 10 kgs, right? This is what price, okay, this is what expenditure, you have 200 rupees, onions cost is 20 per kg, means you are getting 10 kgs, 20 into 10, 200. Now, what is this product constant is, if price increases to maintain same expenditure, if price increases, okay, to maintain same expenditure, consumption should decrease. So I'm maintaining same expenditure. If price increase, consumption should decrease. In terms of value, what I mean to say, if this is 25 per kg, onions is now 25 per kg, you have same 200 rupees budget only for this month. Now how many kgs you are getting? 8 kgs. This is what? To maintain this product as constant, when one increase, others should decrease. When one increase, others should decrease. If price decrease, consumption should increase. Same thing you can also apply for area of rectangle. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. If you want to maintain same area, if length decrease, you should increase the breadth. If length decreases, you should increase the breadth, my dear friends. Same area, if you want to, if length increase, breadth should decrease. That is what regarding product. The product of two terms, it should be constant. If you want to maintain that constant, if one increase, others should decrease, or if one decrease, others should increase. Right. Now let us see the question related to this. Here, price of sugar increased by 25%. Price of sugar increased by 25%. Now, by what percentage family should reduce the consumption so that there is no change in the expenditure? See this, expenditure is constant. There is no change in the expenditure on sugar. Okay, expenditure is constant. Now listen, my dear friends, see, I'll give the shortcut at the end, but first understand the basic how to do. Expenditure I don't know. Let us consider 100 rupees you assume. Expenditure is 100 rupees for example. Now listen, as price increased by 25%, price is increased by 25%, we know expenditure is directly proportional to price. When price increase, expenditure also increase. It become 125. 25% increase means 125. It become. Okay. Now, they given in the question clearly, they don't want any change in the expenditure. Means we should bring it back, the expenditure 125 to 100. We had to change 125 to 100. How can you change, sir? We know expenditure is directly proportional to consumption as well. If consumption decrease, then we can bring expenditure 125 to 100. So what is the percentage decrease or reduction in consumption is changing 125 to 100. You have to change this 125 to 100, my dear friends. 125 is there. This we have to change to 100. So 125 changing to 100, this is what percentage decrease in consumption. What is the percentage decrease or reduction in consumption is? 125 become 100 means 25, but from 125, not with respect to 100. Change, this is percentage change. Into 100, this is 25. 5 times, we got 20% decrease or 20% reduction. What is the percentage reduction in the consumption is nothing but 20%. It is almost like A is 25% more than B. B is what percentage less than A? Very much similar to that mode. A is 25% more than B. B is what percentage less than A? Okay, we solved one question already in comparison. Very much similar to that. That shortcut you can apply. Or else, see, my dear friends, if it is in terms of fraction, if it is A by B increase, how much you have to decrease is nothing but A by A plus B. Sir, I am not getting this. For product constant, this is one important shortcut for product constant. If it is A by B increase is there, then you should do A by A plus B decrease. Sir, what is this? Here, 25% increase. 25% increase in price, meaning 1 by 4. 25% means 1 by 4. If it is 1 by 4 increase, decrease should be A by A plus B. A means 1, B means 4. A by A plus B means 1 by 5 decrease. 1 by 5 in terms of percentage is 20% decrease. So when there is 25% increase, to do product constant, you should do 20% decrease. If it is 30% increase, 30% increase means 30% means 3 by 10, 30 by 100. 3 by 10 increase is there, means here decrease should be 3 by 13. 3 by 13 means 3 by 13 into 100. You have to convert into percentage, means we should multiply with 100. That will give the value. But you just try to understand, if it is A by B increase, decrease should be A by A plus B. So similarly, if it is X by Y decrease, then what we have to do increase is, if it is X by Y decrease, then it should be X by Y minus X increase. To maintain the product constant, if one is decreasing, other should increase. Suppose you are decreasing by 20%, then how much should be increased also? You can just calculate like this. If it is 20% decreasing, means 1 by 5 decreasing, then how much should be increased is 1 by 5 minus 1, 1 by 4 increase. 1 by 4 increase means 25% increase. 1 by 4 increase clearly indicates 25% increase. So when one is decreasing, how it other one increasing? This is only when product constant. So sorry, it's not production. Product constant. If you want to maintain the product constant, okay, this one we have to apply. All right. Now see, one more question related to that application here is, yes, when the length is increased by 60% to maintain the same area, what is the percentage decrease in width? Yes, when length increase, width should decrease to maintain the same area. Here length increased by 60%. So you find when length increased by 60% means it's 6 by 10 increase or 3 by 5 increase. 60% increase can be converted in fraction as 3 by 5 increase. When this is increasing, how much decrease should be there is A by A plus B. 3 by 3 plus 5. 3 by 8 decrease. 3 by 8 in terms of percentage is 37.5% decrease. This is one way. So no, I didn't understand that A by B or A by A plus B model means. Then area, you can assume area is 100. Area 100 as length increased by 60% increase is there in the length, area become 160. Now you have to bring the area back to 100, means this is done with decrease in the width only. What is the percentage decrease in the width is nothing but 160 changing to 100. Percentage decrease in the width is 160 become 100 means it's 60 decreasing with respect to 160 into 100. If you do all these calculations, my dear friends, we'll get 37.5%. You have that basic, you can crack the question easily. Right, so this is regarding that product constant. So guys, you just recall, okay, what we discussed. This is the outline of this entire topic. Okay, different questions we solved. Yeah, this question we did bit mistake in the calculation, but I hope at the end you got the idea. You can solve the equations or you can go with option verification as well. But you just see the introduction, my friends, as we mentioned. Okay, we have to start with basics. Voters concept. Yes, total list of voters is there. Poll, not poll. Okay, valid, invalid. Among valid, okay, votes are assigned for the candidates. Change, percentage change and comparison. Okay, net effect concept. Remaining left or rest or balance and product constant. This is just few questions to understand the outline of this. In depth, okay, we can discuss many questions as well. Due to time bound, we discussed few questions in all these varieties. And if you understand this percentage change properly or maybe net effect concept properly, you are almost done with compound interest and profit and loss as well, right? Okay, so guys, if you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box. I'll just go through that. Anyone having doubt, you can mention in the chat box. Fine. So guys, no doubts, we are closing the session. Hope you understand the things. Thank you.